Hey there, it's Big Tony over here at NatG, coming at you with a little War Robots action. I've got it loaded up here. Going to be talking to you guys about Update 9.7 dropped and the new event has kicked off. I'm a little underwhelmed, but let's go ahead and take a look here. I've got it. The hanger is up here, and you can see we do have a Chinese Lunar New Year themed, hanger. It's very subdued. I'm used to, from years past, I'm used to the big red and gold banners, the Hung Bao Lottery tickets. I'm used to all of the Lunar New Year, pizzazz that comes with it. And this year, it's a little underwhelming. I haven't got my my new toys yet, so I'm still waiting on that. I'm hoping in the next couple days I'll get my Shen Lao. And the new pilot, and the new drone, and the new weapons. I'll get to test that out for you, hopefully by this weekend. But let's go ahead and take a look at, we've got the data pad. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead to the data pad shop. It used to be these were tickets. They were envelopes, the red envelopes that signified a good year in the Chinese tradition. And it was really a themed type thing. Now it's just, we got data pads. They're all generic, and they just add a little different seal and a little color to it. I'm a little underwhelmed. So let's go ahead and take a look. You've got 3 of them available. You got the purple, the red, and the blue. The blue, of course, is the most, the lowest end here. If you got a gold one, most of you, you'll get one of them occasionally throughout the game. You can see those are what we're looking at. Ophion, Crisis, and the Lynx, and then some of the just sub-meta weapons. And, I'm looking at this here, and I'm like, you could get some stuff in this, but what we're all going to be looking at is most of us are going to be down here in the rare. The red, the epics, there'll be a few of them in the game. More if you get the Operations Pass that you can get into. I believe it's Operations Pass E, I believe it is. That gives you more of the data pads. But what you're looking at here is a lot of small tokens here. What you're going to be mostly getting are these right here. I'll get my little pen out. This is more than likely more of what you're going to get. You're going to get the Brisette, the Shatter, you've got the Splinter, Hurricane, Cestus, Labras, and Cyphos. They're okay weapons. Definitely not meta, but you're not going to get many of these, and this is what you're going to get in your free data pads. I believe like 2 or 3 that you get at the very beginning. I have not spun mine yet. I'm saving mine, and I'm going to tell you why probably at the end here. So let's go ahead and take out the red ones. Red ones are a little better. This is where you're going to have, in the legendary, you can see we've got the meta weapons. And there's one sub-meta weapon there, and that's the Labras. Labras is okay, but still not the greatest. So let's go on down here. Most of you will be getting into the rare rewards, and you can see there's a lot of the 500 coin, the 500 components are going to be in this range right here. New weapons, and then of course you got the Tamer, the Trickster, the Damper, and the Deceiver. Both of which took a pretty significant hit. We'll talk about that here in a second as well. This is okay. Yeah, but a lot of you guys aren't going to be getting to this unless you actually pay into the Operations Pass or you buy them directly from the store. So let's go ahead and look at the last one here. This is where you get this is the bigger stuff. And this is definitely in the area. You're not going to get one of these for free. You're going to either get it in a leaderboard, or you're going to get this by buying it or getting the Operations Pass and grinding through and getting one of these or a couple of these. And you can see there we have we got the new Shen Lao, the pilot, and of the Curry, Dagon, Ocho, recently nerfed Ocho, and then of course the Newton, which is the Titan to beat all Titans right now. Most folks are going to end up with the silver ones, and you can see there that is Curry, Ocho, Dagon, and Shen Lao. The odds are you're not going to see much of the Shen Lao components. You're more than likely going to be getting a lot of the Ocho and Curry and Dagon components on this. So we'll be doing some openings later on in the month, and I don't just open these willy-nilly anymore. I've got a very strict strategy I stay with when it comes to data pad openings. So we'll talk about that here. And really, that's about it. I mean, you have in the operations, we do have the new ultimate gendarme. Excuse me. You have to, or excuse me, the new ultimate Aoming, and you need to get 4 of the ultimate gendarmes. These gendarmes are going to be available in 2 ways, guys. They're going to, or I should say 3. You're either going to have to get an epic data pad, the epic data pads, and that is in the lucky draw. Or you're going to have to, win out on a leaderboard. There might be one that has it at the very, very end of of the milestones, which is going to mean you either have to buy it or you're going to be grinding 24/7 nonstop to get to it. And you need 4 of them, 4, to get the ultimate Aoming. So, yeah, I mean, this is it. I'm a little bit on the, like I said, it's a little underwhelming. I would have liked to have seen fireworks. I would have liked to have seen them really put, I mean, there's some structure here. It's got a very, a Chinese feel to it. But it's just, it's a bit underwhelming. That's my personal opinion. Okay, let's talk about we've got the nerfs, and then I'm just going to cover the nerfs here, the big ones real quick. And then we're going to hop into some gameplay, and I'm going to show you guys. I've got my 3 Ochos. We're going to do we're going to go out there and hit a full-on DOT Ocho, a full-on Rust Ocho, and then my Brawling Ocho. And we're going to see how that holds up now that 9.7 and all of the effects have taken over. Now, we have, let's go ahead and take a look here. You got a pretty radical nerf going on to the Deceiver and then the Trickster. They got 50% damage reduction, unlimited stack on DOT, which sounds fantastic, and I thought it actually was going to be really, really good. It's okay, but it definitely losing out on like this one. This is down to 92 points of damage at level 8 MK2. This was at like 180 or 100 and 180. It's 92 is 180 something, 184, 186 when I had it just the other day. You could actually, if you had an all Deceiver buildup, a Deceiver and 2 Tricksters, you could still kind of grind down someone's Aegis Shield and get to them. This is minute damage. You can throw some DOT, you can slather it on someone, but you're not going to brawl with this anymore. This is, you have one of these on your on your bot, it's not going to be worth much anymore. So that is definitely a huge nerf. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Rust weapons real quick. And let's go ahead and look at the damper. We're talking 30% damage reduction. This was like over 3,600 as far as damage goes. It's now down to 2,400. Definitely, this is a more reasonable nerf. This is still a good weapon. It's not a great weapon anymore, but it's still a good weapon. It's in the meta range. Rust does do its effect, which is, prevents things from healing back up. And that's kind of what it's all about these days. Wrecking your support bots, so to speak. But definitely this is, it's a good weapon. It's just been nerfed. Now, the Ocho has had a nerf. It went from a 60-30-20 as far as its, DOT resistance in Stampede, and then it had some passive DOT resistance when you weren't, to now it is now a 40-30-20. And it doesn't show that yet on the description. The description says 60%. You got to ignore this. They didn't update that, which is another thing. They should have updated that. We're kind of dialing things in here, I think. Pixonic, you need if you're going to start doing this, let's get these things all updated. That is actually a 40%, and you can tell in gameplay. I've played all morning here, and you can definitely feel there's a difference to the Ocho, and it's actually better. It's actually more of a bot that you actually have to kind of play versus just run in there and go crazy and no one can do anything to you. This is now a much more dealable bot, and it's better. The nerf on test server was severe, but having the pilot and the drone on here to help deal with some of this makes this a more balanced bot, and it's still pretty overpowered, guys. I don't think it's as potent as, say, the ultimate Fenrir as far as a brawler goes, but it's still pretty decent. Alrighty, guys, let's go ahead. Let's hop into a quick game, and then we'll wrap up this, this intro to the Lunar New Year. Alrighty, guys, here we go. Let's go ahead and hop into it here. Okay, how ironic. It's the Lunar New Year. Let's do a moon map. This works out. It looks like we're already in action here, so this is already 30 seconds in. So we're going to have to do a little work here. Let's just going to adjust my volume a little bit so you don't hear it. I'm recording two devices here. One is recording my camera and one I'm doing gameplay on. So turning it down just a little bit for you guys. Okay, let's go ahead, and I've got the full-on Rust Ocho going here. Ew, curry. We don't want to sit there and slug it out. That's the one thing when the Ocho now took a nerf. These weapons have taken a nerf. You don't want to sit there and protracted brawl with this thing anymore. You want to hit it and quit it. Let's just put it that way. You want to get in there. You want to smack things around. You want to get out of there before they slather you down with damage that's going to turn into DOT, because you don't have the same DOT resistance as you did before. So, and of course on the Ocho, everything is DOT. Doesn't matter what kind of damage it is. It's all DOT. And if they slather you up with too much DOT, the moment you come out of Stampede, it's all going to just absolutely rake you over the coals and destroy you. So you definitely don't want to sit there and let people pile it on you. Oh, an emoji. Let's get rid of the coconut crab. I'm feeling like we need a little seafood today. Now, definitely these weapons here, the rust weapons, the tamer and the dampers, you can definitely tell the damage is not the same. It's definitely less. It takes a lot longer to take something out like this. Normally, I would just absolutely shred a Mars like this and destroy it. But it's taken me a little longer. A third of the damage is gone. So you definitely got to bear that in mind when you take a target on. Okay, let's go ahead and hop over the top here. I'm not going to brawl it out with these guys here. I'm already changing my fighting style with this. I'm not just square in brawling with this. I am trying to take opportunistic attacks and looking for targets downfield that I can do some nice damage to. Okay, let's go ahead and go here. But it's still holding up very, very well. The Ocho by no means is not unplayable. It's just a little different right now. Now, I do anticipate, since it is playable, I anticipate they will nerf it again. I anticipate we will see a 9.8 an additional nerf to this. And I expect them to do the angler treatment to it. They're going to slow this down. I mean, let's go ahead and, let's tear this guy up here. But I do anticipate they're going to really, there we go, they're going to lengthen out the, the cooldown time on the ability. So there's more of a window of vulnerability on this mod. That's what it really needs. So let's go ahead and get over here and work on these guys. Let's go ahead and work on Polo here. Now, you can still chew through some Aegis shields with this, but it doesn't have enough damage. Honestly, like against the Dagon, and it's super Aegis shield. It's super regenerating Aegis shield. You are going to have some issues chewing through that. You're not going to be generating enough damage to do that. If it's a person who's got one maxed out, they got the 2 nuclear amplifiers, or excuse me, the 2 shield amplifiers on it, and the right pilot to get crazy electrician and shield specialist and all that stuff. But, okay, I think that's going to be about it. And I'm getting, you see I'm getting chewed up there by the Titans. Had a nice run. It was a good run. Not as good as it was in the past, but definitely it was a good run. Okay, let's go ahead and bring the Brawler out. And let's just give this a little love here. Now, these weapons, of course, on here have not taken any hits whatsoever. So, this weaponry is still good for brawling. There's a nice Titan Slayer. Let's see here. Now, you see he's chewing me up pretty good. Let's go ahead and get into Stampede mode here. Titan Slayer. And here we go. Yeah, I was talking about this. Let's go ahead and slug it out here with an Ultimate Edition Fenrir. Oh yeah, as you can see, I just got obliterated, and it was by a Quicksand Labrys. Definitely, it's not as tough as it used to be. Still a very good bot, but just not quite as tough. Okay, let's go ahead, and this is the full-on DOT. And as you can see, I was talking about, I can't even get through the Mars's. I can't chew through the Mars's shield with that. It does not generate enough damage to do that. So let's go ahead and slather on some DOT here to the Ultimate Fenrir. And I can tell you, it does an adequate job of slathering it on, but honestly, these weapons here, they're not very good. Against lesser targets, if you got some weak targets out there, yeah, it's going to help you slather it down on them, and then you can just leave them and let the DOT do its business. But, like right here, let's give this guy a little love. Boom, 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 and there we go. We got him with, actually the drone got him, but I just got hammered out right there. You can see, Ocho is not that effective, and definitely those tricksters and deceivers ain't that great anymore either. So let's go ahead and give this a little love. This is my ultimate Fenrir. Let's go ahead and just go up against my buddy right here and see what we can do against him. It's ultimate Fenrir versus ultimate Fenrir, and his is an attack build. You can definitely tell he's got the Kestrel drone. He's got the subduer on top, and he's got the ultimate Orkans there. I've just got my MK3 Freedom Maces and my MK3 hammer on top here. So we're just kind of punching it out here. He's just kind of spinning around. There we go. Let's throw him up in the air. But definitely, this is definitely going to be my brawler build. It was already, but now that the Ochos have been really kind of had a collar put on them, they've been leashed up, so to speak. This is definitely going to make the ultimate Fenrir really stand out as a brawler. Okay, took the victory. Just a quick one for you guys. Just wanted to do a quick eval on the Ochos, and yes, they're still playable. The new weapons, only the Damper and the Tamer seems to have really survived well. The Deceiver and Trickster, they're not very good. 8 kills, 2 beacon caps, not bad. We took the victory, and hey, shout out to Sigma on the other side who had 10 kills and who was running that monster ultimate Fenrir. Alrighty guys, time to bail out here. If you guys liked it, if you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications. That way you know when I'm dropping it. Alrighty guys, stay safe and healthy. Watch out for each other. I'll catch you on the battlefield.